Welcome. You are now listening to Click Click Play. Please enjoy.
Fight!
You're right. Oh, this is weird. How's it going? It's Click Click Play episode. Click Click Play episode 104. Goodness me, we've made it this far. There we go. I'm just changing all what everything looks like. How is everybody? Hope everyone's fine. I finally unmuted myself so Jordan and Andre can actually hear me now. They don't need to hear me though. It's all about the others. Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing? Jordan, how have you been? It's been nearly 2 months since the last episode.
Crazy time. I totally thought that was my fault then when I couldn't hear anything, and I was desperately thinking, "Oh God, what button do I need to press?" Or
Well, I clicked the unmute button, thinking the unmute button, like where it says unmute all. I thought, oh, that would unmute me. No, it doesn't. It just unmutes you two, which was a terrible idea.
You sound very masculine today. Are you ill?
No, I just got up like an hour ago. Maybe it's that.
Okay.
I mean, it's 1:15 in the afternoon, John. Very early.
I know it's early. All my friends that watch the show are like kicking off because I text them at like 12:20 saying, right, the show's back at 1:00, and they're like, "Well, no, we're out doing things and wherever else." And when I explained that the internet is not live TV and they can watch it anytime, they were just like, "Yeah, nah, we won't do that." So we've lost them.
Well, it's a podcast, so they can watch it later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I don't think they will.
No,
but, hey-ho.
not that committed.
No.
Right, I'm just
clearly not. I said to them, I feel like at least part of the reason that you guys tune in is to see if I say something that I shouldn't say and I get cancelled, and they kind of agreed with that. So I think that's the thing. They like the risk, you know.
Oh yeah, we need cancel culture. We'll find a reason to cancel you, John.
It's definitely going to be Andre that gets cancelled first, though.
Oh yeah, with that hair, not surprised. Andre, the giant YouTube star.
I've been canceled several times because of this podcast. So.
Yeah, by girls. Dates have been cancelled.
Everybody, friends, girls, co-workers. Yeah, I'm ruined.
Oh,
because of Click Click Play.
Have you found a girlfriend in the time that we've been off?
I don't want to talk about that anymore.
That's a yes.
Times have been tough, guys. Times have been tough.
Oh dear.
But I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I got a big surprise for everybody next week or in 2 weeks.
What?
So, yeah, but I can't tell you guys about it right now.
No, don't do that.
Oh, well, in 2 weeks you'll find out all about it. It's a big old thing that's happening.
Oh.
Can you tell me?
I'll tell you guys off the podcast.
Yeah. No, text me now.
Yeah, text us now. We want to know.
All right, I'll text you. Yeah, I'll text you guys right now.
One second. I'm just going to close the door because obviously we're starting the podcast. It's time for Atty to be wound up, Atty. As every single time. It's not changed in the 6 weeks. Still winding Atty up when I'm doing the podcast. Thank you. Christ.
Professional as ever, this.
Yeah. There we go. Right, okay. So, I had a shave as well. So I might sound more manly, but I look hopefully a bit younger.
Oh, because you shaved, you sound more manly?
Maybe. Oh, wow. He did message.
Oh. Let's have a little look at this then. Is he gay? Let's find out. Oh.
He just sent fuck you. That was
well look, many people wouldn't forgive you for that, but I can find it myself to forgive you. You don't need to tell everybody about your crime, but I'm not going to cancel you for that.
You know what? It's just going to give people a reason to tune in next time.
Oh yeah.
Well, the time after that.
Yeah, yeah, probably that.
Yeah, but so
back next week.
In the meantime, in the time between recordings, I've met Jordan.
Well, we've met each other before. That's
Yeah, that's true actually. Quite a few times.
Yeah.
We
used to work with each other every single day of the week. So,
but we have met each other. Yeah, that was nice. Yeah. That was a nice chill. That was a really nice day. Just chilled. And...
It was a pleasure. Ben came to meet me, and then and we had a couple of drinks, and then I was being taken to see Ricky Gervais by my wife, and Ben decided to crash the party and just book tickets there and then to come with us.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going. I'll go there then. But we had seats like on the. We had actually decent seats. I think they'd just been released because you said that they'd sold out and you were like queuing up for 3 hours or something on release day, were you? Or
well, no, I wasn't. I was queuing up, but I was. The website went down, and initially it said that I didn't get tickets, and then I managed to get some. But yeah, there was definitely big demand.
Yes. And then we went there and there was, and I was like, oh, I wonder if there are any tickets. Like, oh, yeah, there is. Okay, let's go. We're in Cardiff for a while. But now I'm living in Cardiff, no longer in the valleys, miles away, like an hour away. So, yeah, this is it. This is the new setup here. But yeah. So we're alive. We're no longer live from Spain. It's just the UK. Well, Wales. Wales and New York.
New York.
I did message Mellon, but he didn't. No, but still hasn't replied. He'll be fast asleep.
Yeah, he's like that.
Yeah. Fon says, is that close to Bath or am I fucking retarded? Well, I don't know if it's mutually exclusive, but it's kind of close to Bath, isn't it? Or Bath.
On a relative scale, yeah.
Yeah, Bath. Yeah. Closer than Florida.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm afraid we've got some banned words now. So we're not allowed.
Retarded.
We're not allowed to use the word. We are not allowed to use. Where is it? You're not allowed to use the word very. So please don't say very.
Ben, this is such a British centric joke.
So there's a person who's like the minister for the 1800s. He's very, very old fashioned, brought up back with a nanny and speaks with a plum in his mouth, very, very posh. And he's been put in a position of power, and more power than he normally has. And to his staff, he sent out these rules on when to, how to address people, and when you're writing correspondence, words you're not allowed to include, including very, due to, ongoing, hopefully is banned, unacceptable.
No more hope.
Is unacceptable. Equal. The word equal is banned, which seems quite Trumpian.
Finally.
You're not allowed to use too many I's. Yourself. Lot. Got. I can understand got because got is informal. Speculate. Invest. You're no longer allowed to say that you invest in schools, etc.
Right, Ben, this joke has gone on too long.
So you're not allowed to say any of those words.
Foons in the chat wants us to tell him or her about what this talk show is. Andre, can you let Foons know what the show's all about, please?
Describe this.
This talk show is basically waiting around for me to order food, have it delivered, and then eat it on mic eventually. Today, we're ordering some breakfast. It should be here in 20 minutes. And then, in the meantime, we talk about games for a little bit. I think we talk about video games and entertainment and movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What's that noise?
Sorry, it's a train going past my house. I'll mute myself.
Oh. Go on. What movies have you? By the way, I just had lunch before. Look at this. How healthy is this?
My God, did you?
It's the interstitial.
Movie. I forgot about that. It's been a while. Sorry, I'm a bit rusty.
God damn, I hate fucking Ben. Andre and Friends Movie Minute. Starring everybody besides Ben because he doesn't watch good movies.
It's movie corner minute. Second, probably usually longer than most of the time we talk about games. But yeah, go on. Have you seen?
I just saw Midsummer, and it was fucking dope. Yeah, it was crazy. Had the same vibe of Hereditary. I feel like this movie has like the best opening 20 minutes of like any movie. Like it was just so well done, and the entire movie is just great. I enjoyed it all the way through. I like it as much as I liked Hereditary. It's made by the same guy, which is why I bring it up. And it has one of the main characters in this movie is from Sing Street, which is my favorite movie. And yeah, it's great. Jordan, you liked it?
Yeah, I did like it. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't say I like it as much as Hereditary, but then Hereditary is like one of my favorite films of all time. It was more of an experience than an enjoyable film. It's one of those things where I left the cinema thinking that was incredible. I never want to see it again. But I've kind of softened on that. When I can download it, I probably will. Like I would like to see that at home now. But yes, it's long, it's daunting, and
Like this
it's like
podcast.
yeah. The weird thing about the film is like you can just tell exactly where it's going from the offset. There's no real surprise to what happens, but it's just this sense of dread as you just move closer to that eventual kind of ending. And it's batshit insane. And the main girl is beautiful. She's the girl that plays Paige in Fighting With My Family.
Oh yeah.
And she's just been signed by Marvel as well, so I'm guessing she's going to be fairly big news.
It's gonna be the new Captain America,
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Have you seen Thor? Thor's gonna be a lady now. Lady Thor. Thora.
Yeah, and it's a tiny lady as well.
She is. Oh, there's another one.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
interesting.
I also saw Synecdoche, New York, which I highly recommend everybody watches. It's on my top 3 movies of all time. It's on Netflix now. It's so fucking good. It makes me hate myself. It's so good. Like I watch it, I'm like, oh, this is like perfection. This is exactly what I want from film and movies.
What was the title?
Synecdoche, New York. It's
Never heard of
Philip
it.
Seymour Hoffman. It's what's his name? Kaufman. The guy who wrote Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Okay.
And that one movie with the puppets that's really good. And Anomalisa. Charlie Kaufman is his name. Fucking great writer, great director. Highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. And those are all the movies I've seen.
I saw The Lion King.
Oh,
How was that?
I've heard really good things.
I'm like, yeah. So my favorite Disney film is The Lion King. So I'm probably going to be quite a difficult customer with this stuff. Is that controversial?
Monsters Inc.
Ben, shut the fuck up, Ben.
Monsters Inc.'s better than The
This
Lion
is not your section.
Yeah, you're not allowed to speak during this bit.
Oh, I've seen the movie as well.
Oh god.
So yeah, I was always going to be a difficult customer with this, and I was fairly critical, or probably not as critical as most actually, of like the other live action / CGI stuff. I quite like The Lion King. Haven't seen Aladdin yet, but I don't like the look of that.
I thought Aladdin was
the other one? Beauty and the Beast
well-received.
was okay. Which one?
I thought Aladdin was well received in the end.
Yeah, I heard it's okay. I don't know. That one just doesn't appeal to me. It's probably just a Will Smith thing, but I thought
Ooh,
not like that.
Controversial.
Hey, man.
not like that. Oh, it's happened. It's happened.
You just don't like where it takes place. You kept saying you're like, I don't like the setting.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not a fan of the Middle East, we know. But The Lion King, I genuinely thought it was a triumph. It's really, really good. It's not perfect. They focus too hard
Don't
on
like where
this.
it's set,
This
do you,
ultra.
Jordan?
I'm a big fan of Africa. Been there once. It's great. They focused on this hyper realism, which it is impressive. Like apparently, I assumed that it was like live action shots with CGI laid over it. Apparently, everything in that film is at least CGI. There is actually no live action in it. So all the Sahara and Kilimanjaro and Pride Rock and all this stuff, that's not actually there.
That's one thing I've heard about.
You
Is just
guys
like
know?
visually, it's really, really impressive.
It is. I just wish a couple of times during the film they would break that. So with Can't Wait to Be King, for instance, in the film it becomes quite abstract and colourful, and in this they just can't do that. And I just wish like they would just break away from it, even if it's just for 5 minutes to do some kind of set piece. I don't see why they need to religiously keep it in this one particular visual style. Jeremy Irons doesn't play Scar. The same guy plays Mufasa, but Jeremy Irons doesn't play Scar, and like you just can't beat that performance from Jeremy Irons. So that was a bit of a downer as well. But Timon and Pumbaa would genuinely laugh out loud funny. Like I laughed multiple times.
Isn't John Oliver one of them?
John Oliver plays Zazu, so the bird that was Rowan Atkinson in the original. Again, he was pretty good as well. No problems there. Beyonce was super fucking good. Like as a voice actor, like obviously she can sing, but I was really interested to see kind of what her voice acting would be like, and she was super good. Like really, really subtle, really good stuff.
Have you not seen Dreamgirls?
No.
Great movie.
Have you not seen Austin Powers Gold Member?
Oh yeah.
I have seen that, and that's why I was worried about this.
Amazing. John says, I've seen
So, yeah.
Lion King twice and it's great. People complain too much. I honestly haven't heard many people complain at all about Lion King.
Oh, there's a lot of like people who just haven't seen it and they're just, they're like, oh, it's soulless. Corporate trash.
Can we talk about cats?
I'm so confused when I see Taylor Swift in that. I
You've
think
become
I'm a fairy now.
Yeah, you're a furry. Have you seen it, Andre? The trailer.
I've seen it. It looks it's
Horny.
gonna be a thing. I love the director. It's the guy who made the King's Speech and Les Mis. So it's like it's gonna look good, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Like the art direction's bad, I think. But what do I know? I make YouTube videos and jerk
That's
off in my
weird.
room alone.
Same. But it's just weird. Like the way they've like you see the cats and they're actually cat sized, but they've got human little faces.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Weird. Maybe it'll all come together when you see it as a film. But then James Corden's in it as well, so it's definitely
Which
I've shared
which is a sign of death. Like anytime
Exactly.
James Gordon's in anything, I'm like, I will never watch this.
I've
ever.
shared a sauna room with James Corden.
I bet you have.
I have. He went in
bet you
Cardiff.
have.
He sat next to me in a sauna.
Ooh, he was in your Cardiff. Ooh.
I saw a movie. Oh, I can hear myself
Go on.
repeated, Andre. I think your
whoops.
your headphones might be really loud. Yeah, I
Tell
saw.
us how you saw Devil Wears Prada again or
No,
something.
I saw Into the Spider-Verse for like the 10th time. I bought it on 4K Blu-ray. It's incredible. 4K Blu-ray. Have you ever seen a 4K Blu-ray? It's crazy.
I've downloaded 4K Blu-rays.
Oh, it's amazing. But yeah, so I watched that, and I also watched Toy Story 4.
Ah,
And it was
What was it?
it was just like all the others, kind of like they're they get lost and then they eventually get back, and then that was it. Yeah, but
Any
it's got some new
tits?
characters.
Formula.
It's good. It's an enjoyable movie. It's kind of exactly the same thing again. But no, I enjoyed it. I laughed. It was not a waste
you
of money.
cry?
Did I cry? No, but
Or
it's
could
really
a human with real feelings cry if they saw it?
maybe it's scary in parts. Like they use like a ventriloquist dummy, and then like
Ooh.
a freaky doll and stuff. So yeah, there's like a horror element. But anyway, that voice you can hear is he's awake, Melamanen.
Barely
Yay.
awake, Melamanen.
Oh, what have you been up to?
I was
Mel?
up all night watching Metal Gear movies.
yes,
Again.
yes.
So
It's
disappointed.
apparently what I do in the summer. I can't sleep because of the heat, so I watch Metal Gear movies. And now I hate Hideo Kojima.
Oh, because he made you stay up, or have you watched something about him being a horrible person or something?
He's a lovely person.
It's just I don't want to go into depth because I still love him, but I'm kind of in the middle now.
Oh, go on, tell us. Upset
But
Jordan.
you've seen it all before, so what could have changed your mind?
I haven't seen that all before.
You not? I'm sure we've had this. I'm sure. Okay, maybe. What did you watch last night?
What's his name? But it's mostly about him and David Hayter, and also how he never lets any of the other writers get any credit.
Oh, I thought you were saying like you were watching the games, like like either a playthrough or a compilation of the
No.
scenes.
I
Right.
did that too, and also a lot of around it.
I see.
Seen any movies,
Kojima
Melon?
is
It was a long
cancelled.
night. Yeah.
Seen any movies, Melon?
The latest Spider-Man.
Oh, any good?
Yeah, I liked it. I really like Tom Holland
Yeah.
in Spider-Man, and yeah, the movie was. I really liked it. I kind of feel like we get this with Spider-Man. It's always the villain is made by the Avengers, and not like original.
I've heard that
So
like he's
that's a
going to
bit
be the new
boring.
leader of the Avengers.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're leading up to it. Yeah, but they've been doing that for a while because like Iron Man took him under his wing. Isn't it like what's his name? The guy with the wings is the new Captain America, and this is Spider-Man is the new Iron Man. I think it's like
Yeah.
a vibe like that or something.
I don't know. I only watched Like I've watched maybe
Hawk
about
something.
10 out of the current Marvel universe stuff. I like Spider-Man though. Into the
Do
Spider-Verse.
we think the
is still
Marvel
best.
films can keep up this momentum, or do we think that
No, it's
Endgame?
done.
I
It's
think
done.
Endgame is the peak.
Yeah, like you can't come back from Endgame and make something that people are gonna like. You have to take another 10 years. Like,
And
it
that's
needs,
the
like,
I
problem
saw
with
that roadmap
Spider-Man.
they
That's
put
the
out.
problem with Spider-Man. Like, it's such a downer after Endgame, and the whole world is like in shock, and everything, and people are coming back. And I'm not gonna spoil, but and then in Spider-Man, it's such a light tone, and they just make jokes about it, kind of, instead of, so it doesn't feel like it was a real event. It just, I don't know. They don't take it seriously, but it's a
Yeah.
funny movie, so yeah.
I
But,
like that they're
it's not the
they're
same
not like
tone at all.
I like that they're changing it up a lot. Like there's loads of things that are like loads of movies of people I've never heard of before, and they're like, oh, this is interesting. Whereas if they were just repeating the same stuff again, it would go down even further. But maybe they'll keep it fresh with these new ones.
Well,
With
they're doing a horror film, aren't they? The next Doctor Strange one is a horror film, so that kind
Really?
of tells me that they understand they can't just keep on doing,
That's
you know,
cool.
Hollywood action movies. They probably need to differentiate a little
Blade.
bit.
I think Blade will be an 18.
No, I do not think Blade will be an 18.
No.
no, they just like got started that, so it's gonna be
Very few films at this point are 18. Was Midsummer 8? Well, I guess you've got a different rating over there, Andre, but I don't even think
Oh.
Midsummer was 18, and some serious shit happens in that. So
Hey, Jeepers Creepers was 15. I remember that being.
Jeepers Creepers.
Remember Jeepers Creepers? Classic.
Jeepers Creepers.
But yeah, okay, movies. Oh, Rob says I went to see The Matrix last night in the cinema. Didn't realize how cheese every single line in that movie is.
Dope.
Wow.
Good
Great
one, that.
movie.
All right, let's go into
Love Matrix.
games we've been playing because John can only stay for like another hour and a half. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
Games time.
Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. All about control. And if you can take it, all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pain. And who's gonna make it?
What games you playing, you bastards? Yeah. What games are we all playing? We've been playing games. It's been quite a while, so there might be quite a few games we've been playing.
Fuck that. I have played Mario Run, and that's about it.
Wow.
Wow.
Why?
I've been super busy,
Of all the
guys.
Mario games you could have been playing in the last 2 months,
I know.
Mario Run.
Maker. I don't even own Mario Maker yet.
Mm.
Right now, I'm in the middle of a move. I'm moving.
Mm.
I will fill you guys
Maybe
in
that's
about
part,
that.
maybe that's part of the secret.
That's
Yeah.
part of the secret, guys.
Are you
It's a
moving
crazy
far or are
secret.
you moving into the city?
I'm moving pretty far away.
Ooh.
Do you know of a little place called Cardiff? Because I'm
Oh,
gonna
no.
be there. No, but I'm currently moving houses, so I'm trying to sell a lot of my shit because I don't want to move it. Come August, next week I'm gonna stay with a friend for a bit,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you are.
and then
Yeah, I bet.
I'm making a big old move.
Yeah,
Nice.
I bet you are.
But
To California
I
to be
haven't
with the
been-
lady that you'll go over there to see.
we'll see what happens. Anyways,
Oh, I think we guessed. Wow, you move fast.
We will. What's it called? I'm I'm trying to sell all my stuff. So if anyone wants to buy my PlayStation 3, Ben, if you want to buy that PlayStation 3,
No, I
pay
just
for
put mine in
shipping
the
and
loft
handling.
actually.
God damn it! Never mind. Then I'm gonna throw away a PlayStation 3. But what's it called?
You can play Metal Gear Solid on it.
I
Yeah.
know. I started playing Metal Gear Solid 1, and then I realized like, oh yeah, this is fun, but I'm all right. And then I turned it off and started playing goddamn Mario Run on my phone as I went for a walk.
Can you imagine Metal Gear Solid 1 having a remake like Resident Evil
Blasphemy.
2 style? That would be great.
No, because that
I
would
can't
be
imagine that, and I
awesome.
imagine it most days, Ben.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this
it's
stuff.
called a wet dream, Ben. It's called a wet dream.
Ah.
Anyways, but yeah, I've been playing that. I get 100% of it, so now I can't play anymore. And then I've been playing Octopath Traveler again. I'm trying to beat that. But I've only been playing games on the train, which is like hard to like do anything on. But yeah, haven't been doing much, so I'm probably just gonna be listening to these conversations. So take it away.
Speaking of
everybody
Mario,
else.
I played a bit of Mario Maker.
Yeah.
About half an hour. It's really
What were
good.
you saying?
Then I had to go back to work. It's really good. There you go. All right. It's more Mario Maker.
Is there anything new from the last game?
Yeah, so now there are 100 crafted levels that you can do, and you do these levels, and there's side mission levels and stuff, but each side mission or each level, by the way, so I've got some popping candy, so I don't know if you can hear any crackling. Maybe you can't. But yeah, you do these levels, but they're all based around a specific mechanic, so it's kind of teaching you teaching you what you can include in some levels that you make. And there's like 100 of those, and they're really fun. And I did them. They're great. And yeah, Buck in the chat sent me a level to do, and I did it very easily. He also sent me one that was not easy, and I didn't do that. In fact, I gave up after about a minute. I realized I have very low patience. I'll play a level on Mario Maker, and if I can't, make serious progress within a minute, I'm like, nope, next. Just don't have time for it. But it's really good. Thank you, Baltimore, for reminding me that I haven't got my sound effects off, you dickhead. There we go. Totally forgot to turn off all those.
God, man,
It's been 2 months since my last one.
It's only had 2 months to prepare for this episode.
Exactly.
Geez. Oh, I'm not like that.
Hope you have something special for us.
Yeah, it's good. It's a fun. It is a good Mario Maker, but I'm going to be playing it. I haven't done any of the co-op, or I think that'll be like kind of a cool stream to do co-op and people can join in. So, yeah. There we go. Jordan, what have you been playing?
Talk about Resident Evil 4, Ben.
Oh, I played Resident Evil 4 for a bit. Good 4 or 5 hours. I enjoyed it. I will go back to it probably next week. Hopefully I'll finished it by next week. It's great. It plays really well. I can understand when you said it doesn't need remaking, because it plays fine and it's got like a style where it doesn't really. I don't think it would benefit too much from a remake.
I don't think it would benefit at all. Like, I would, of all the games to remake, it's one of those things where I haven't got a clue about making games and stuff, but I can't help but feel that if somebody gave me the money and the time, I honestly think that I could at least write down on paper what a really good remake of Metal Gear Solid could be. I couldn't think of anything worse than somebody saying, okay, go and remake Resident Evil 4, because I think it's one of those games where if you change anything about it, everything else suffers. And it's not just like Resident Evil 2 where you can just, give it a lick of paint, modern graphics. The story in Resi 4 is pretty pants, to be honest. It is just a game. Sorry?
You can mute that girl a little bit.
Oh, she's alright.
Yeah, like is it? It's turned into a.
Leon!
Yeah, it's turned into a quest for what's that? Like protect quest. What are they called? Escort mission. Yeah, is it an escort mission for the rest of the game?
Oh, for like large parts of it, but like it's a testament to the game that stuff doesn't get in the way. Like you can tell her to hide, you just tell her to wait. Yeah, and the only thing, like if the one of the guys grabs her, they slowly walk towards an exit, and you basically just need to get her back before they manage to kind of get away. She will leave your party for quite a while. But I honestly don't, like, I've played that game, so it's probably the game that I've played through the most out of any game, and that stuff has never bothered me.
Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't. I'm even impressed that I killed a chainsaw person by stabbing them.
Ben is the first person that I've seen play Resident Evil 4 and make it through the village alive for the first time.
Really?
I can't say it was due to skill.
There was a lot of me running around going, ah!
He was running around like at this point, because like the controls, I wouldn't say they're dated, they're just different to what you would expect at this point. It's kind of like an in-between between like old school Resident Evil tank controls and like what we know today as a third person shooter. So I think like that's very early in the game. It's probably the hardest part of the game, I would argue, because you've got like one gun, you're the lowest amount of health you're ever gonna have, and obviously you're still getting used to the game. Ben just ran around like a mad bastard. And I didn't even know you could time out that section. I thought you had to kill a certain amount of zombies. I don't think you killed anybody. At some point, it just ended.
There were so many people.
And you missed all the cool.
Yeah, I thought there was a
speedrunner.
So I killed I killed a couple of people, but I was running around, and I was like, maybe I'm supposed to die here. Maybe it's one of those, like, I hate those levels when they do that. When you can't actually win, and it's to trigger a cutscene when you die. I hate that stuff. And I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those, but it wasn't.
So what? The cool thing about that village segment is that it can go lots of different ways. Like they're trying to funnel you into a particular house, and when you go inside it, the house where the shotgun is upstairs. If you go through that door during the battle, you'll go into a cutscene, and then you'll hear the chainsaw guy coming out, and then the house gets assaulted by the guys. And at the time, it was fucking insane in terms of like what the AI would do. So it'll knock down doors, they'll put up ladders to climb up and come through the windows, all that kind of stuff. And you're supposed to get caught in there, and I think realistically you're probably supposed to die the first time and see Leon get his head chopped off. But no, you just ran around like a crazy person. You didn't die for like 5 hours or something.
No, I
was
did.
really impressed that.
I think I died.
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, I can't remember how I died. Oh no, I think it was on. It was near that church. I think it was when you go in with yeah. But hey, I died quite a few times when the 2 chainsaw people come at you. You know, when you jump into that pit, and then 2 people appear
Did
with
you get
chainsaws.
to that point?
Yeah, I got past
the two ladies.
Yeah, that was quite creepy.
Oh Christ!
Yeah, I played it for like
getting through it.
I played it for like 2 hours the other day.
So you're coming towards the end of the village section.
Oh no,
you're going to go somewhere else, and it's really cool.
I think I might have finished. I've done the. Were you there when I defeated the boss in the lake? And the troll.
No, but that.
Oh no, the troll
So
before.
you are still in the village. You are still in the village.
Yeah.
But you're nearly towards the end of that, and then the game kind of ups its pace.
Yeah. Oh, there's some other games. I'll get my games out of the way with. I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I double dipped because I've not been able to have the internet and use my PC. I wanted to have like a good long game on the PS4, so I went and bought Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that game is amazing. I really like it. It's fun. It's a very good video game. It's definitely a video game where you do these missions and they give you mechanics, and there's some collectibles, and you can go and get your treasure, and there's some secret areas. And there's like all these contracts where you have to go and kill people. It's stunning as well. The naval combat's really good. I just got to Athens. I never got to Athens the first time I played it on PC. So I got there and was like, wow, that's that's stunning. And it's starting to rain. And somebody in the chat kind of spoiled it. Well, not spoiled it, but no, it was in the chat. It was on Twitter because I wasn't streaming. They were like, what's the weather? What's the weather like in Athens? So I think something happens in Athens during the game. Like the weather changes and, things happen. Maybe Zeus. Zeus is Greek, isn't he? Yeah, maybe Zeus comes with lightning and all this. So that could be.
Well, he's a fiction, but yes.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed likes to meddle. Apparently, one of the DLCs is where you visit Atlantis. So, and they've always had like the odd god that you fight, like that giant snake in Origins. So, yeah, I'm loving Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's one of those games I just keep going back to every now and again. And very quickly, other game. Well, speaking of game that I'll probably go back to every now and again, but it's not that much fun, and Melon can join in. Wolfenstein Youngblood. We played that for quite a few hours. What did you think, Melon?
Wolfenstein Vermintide.
It's very repetitive.
It's basically they reskinned the dungeon crawler. They made a duo game out of Wolfenstein, and it's basically you have to go in and do random quests to level up. The quest doesn't do much with the story.
No, there's all these side missions, aren't there?
Yeah, and you go back to the same maps over and over, and you're gonna definitely get more maps. So I don't know. It's a cool concept, but I don't want that game. I want the Wolfenstein that is primarily about story, and you follow a linear story like the 2 other games. It's fine that you have to play 2. Because in this game you can play solo.
So you can actually, if you buy the deluxe version, a friend can play with you for free. They just need to get like the demo, and then they can join you. Which is cool.
It's interesting.
So I got
like
it. It was
so many games.
It was less than £1 more expensive for the deluxe on Instant Gaming. If anybody wants to go and get it.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
It's a budget game anyway, isn't it? It's like what, £30 is it?
Yeah, I got it for 26. The deluxe version, I think it was.
It reminds me of what Ubisoft are doing with like Far Cry, where they'll have a numbered Far Cry, and then a year later they kind of reskin it to be something else and kind of put out a budget game. So what was that, like neon-y one that they did?
Oh, Far Cry New Dawn.
New Dawn, yeah, that was like
things about that
as well, isn't it? So I think it's that kind of approach.
I need to kind of get back into
but
that.
Isn't all Far Cry games just reskins?
That's very fair.
Yeah.
No, but I found that they were like, I don't know how many maps there are in total. I think we'd unlocked about 4, and there seemed to be maybe 10. But they were just, you go to the same place, you go here, you go to this part of the map, and then you have to kill somebody that's appeared for this side mission. Then you have to go to another part, another part of a map to deliver it, and it's just like the great thing about it is the shooting. The shooting is awesome, but even the enemies are just bullet sponges.
A little too much. They added like more recoil than the other games.
Yeah,
just to make it a bit harder. So they added this weird recoil.
On the enemies like level based now as well.
Yeah, there are, and that's so stupid in a game like this.
It's like an RPG.
Yeah, it's
you level up,
isn't it?
Yeah,
you can't kill that dog because he has more level.
But Buck is offended by call. Buck, who works for Ubisoft, says that how dare you? Game devs would never reuse assets. But,
I'm not a game developer, so I don't know.
I am.
The thing
it looks like it.
The thing is with Wolfenstein, like the shooting mechanics and everything are cool, but I want it to be like Doom, where you run around, you shoot, or even Wolfenstein games, you shoot them and they're down within 2 hits. Here, like I don't mind bullet sponges if it's like in an RPG or even the Division. They improved a lot in Division 2 in that sense. But when you're bullet sponging against enemies with the like typical Bethesda shooting mechanics, you want like a Doom where you go and destroy people and yeah.
Is this still like a 10-hour? I know it's not as linear as.
I heard it's 14 hours.
Yeah, I've heard it's like up to 20
hours. But I guess 10 of those hours is just you grinding.
Yeah, there's like loads of side missions.
Meaningless quests.
I heard they've been using Arcane, who are the Dishonored guys, to do all the kind of level design.
Yeah.
Which could be a really good thing.
Cool
I don't know.
The levels are cool. It just, I'd have liked to have done it. I'd like to have gone through those levels once in a story rather than going back again and again and again. But it's
and you have to you open shortcuts the longer you go. So you open shortcuts.
Dark Souls, okay.
Did you?
Of course it is.
It's also the
I'm not very positive.
The characters are really badly. It feels like Beavis and Butthead. They're like giggling and it feels like a bunch of
mean to be bad.
Teenage boys are doing it rather than I've heard other people say that.
It feels to me like, kind of looking at it from a higher level than just the new Wolfenstein game. It really feels like Bethesda need Doom Eternal to fucking rock, because it just seems like everything they release is pretty lukewarm at the moment. At best.
I think
when
Doom Eternal will.
76.
We just need a new Wolfenstein, the next Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
I don't think they sell that well though. As much.
Don't you think?
I don't know. No, I don't think they do.
I
know the Wolfenstein 2 didn't sell very well at all.
Okay, I thought it did because all the fucking memes around it.
I think it gets a good name within the video game community, and it's part of Game of the Year discussions and all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't sell to the mass market. So if you remember with Wolfenstein 2, it was like half price within a month.
Okay.
Doom, by the way, is
price at all.
It's super cheap at the moment, and Doom is under £5 at the moment on Steam. If anybody wants it, it's an amazing game.
It's in the news actually. I won't say that now.
Oh.
But to quickly go through my game is the New Order, because this game made me want to play New Order again. That's it.
This is such a good game.
I wanted to play a good Wolfenstein.
I'm sure you'll get the third big Wolfenstein game. I'm sure they're working on that.
It.
Oh yeah.
I need it.
You'll get it. It's okay. Calm down.
You know. Oh, but the final game I've been playing, because I didn't. The final game I played. I've been playing a bit, and then last night I ended up playing it for hours and hours. Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably going to be.
That's how wanted.
It's probably going to be one of my contenders for Game of the Year. It's brilliant. It's so much fun.
Switch or PS4?
I'm playing this on the Switch. It's great. It runs really well. It does chug a little bit. In fact, I think it probably uses more battery than Breath of the Wild. It's really like I've not seen my battery go down as fast as it does when I'm playing this in handheld. But I
heard it's perfect 60 FPS on PlayStation.
Yeah, I'll do that then. I mean, I've got it on Switch. It's great. It's sometimes it might chug a little bit but it never affects the gameplay because it's kind of a slow-paced game. There's a few times you're attacking monsters when they're getting your base, but you've got your central island, which I've not really spent that much time there. And then you go to these other islands and visit, and then you learn some skills and you gain some people and you gain new recipes, things to create so that you can then take back on your island. But each of these islands seems to be quite long. Like I think I'm near the end of the island that's teaching me how to farm. But by the way, for anyone that doesn't know, this is like a Minecraft but with a story. And it looks a lot better visually than Minecraft. It's not kind of like pixely. It's very just blocks, really.
It's weeb.
Yeah.
Minecraft weeb.
It's really it's stunning. And you're with a character who's, I believe he's the villain in the first game, or he's a villain in the Dragon Quest series, but he doesn't remember that he is, because we had like, he washed up on this island and he's forgotten everything, but he keeps getting these urges to like kill and destroy everything, which is really amusing. But
what?
Yeah,
that's cool.
And then so I'm at the farming island, but I've heard the next one teaches you about mining, and I've been listening to the Gymquisition. So every time they'll say, can you create a room? And you got to create a barn. And so the barn will be, okay, just make a room with 2 blocks high, and then you've got to put these certain things inside and it'll become a barn. And then people come and they help you, etc., etc. And then once you've like created a barn, everybody comes around and cheers and like celebrates and looks in and has a little party, and then all these hearts go everywhere that you collect, and it gives you like a boost. And so that happens whenever you create something. And I was listening to the Gymquisition podcast, or the Podquisition they call it. Laura Kate Dale's got to a point where you create a toilet, and then a person goes in, takes their first shit, and the whole village comes to the toilet and like looks over and cheers and celebrates. And the humor, it's really, really well written. There's a lot of humor. Obviously, it was released in Japan, but there's so many like Western humor jokes in there that it's obviously not a direct translation whatsoever. They've taken a long time.
It was released in Japan months and months ago, isn't it? So I guess they've had a lot of time to do the localization work for that.
It feels like the localizations changed like all the dialogue. Like I wonder what it sounds, what it's like in Japanese, because there's loads of expressions and phrases and like just stuff that would not work in another language. So and like a bit of wordplay. 100% recommend it. It's just so much fun, and you can just like chill and play. It can be a little bit repetitive. Like okay, you need to collect 20 of these cabbages, and then the next mission is collect 100 of these cabbages. But even though it's kind of pretty much the same thing, they'll teach you how to make more, or you'll go to an area of the map where somebody will help you, prepare a larger field and things like this. Yeah, it's probably going to be one of my contenders for Game of the Year. Depends how it goes, but I haven't really gone back to my sandbox home island yet to like develop and make it like bring all the skills that I've learned from the farming, because I haven't come back from that island yet. Yeah, go play that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it.
Is it co-op?
It's also online co-op, and I've heard that it's cross-play co-op between Switch and PS4.
Oh.
It is.
That's what I've heard. I haven't tested it out, but if it is, that'll be a great game to play co-op.
Is it like a set co-op mode, or can you just do everything from the single player in co-op?
I think you can do everything, but also, you can do everything, and also, I've got to mention as well, I've just got to a point, maybe 5 hours in, where they give you a bottomless inventory. So whatever you collect, you don't have to like dispose of things and remove them. You just have a bottomless bag, which is.
I think that was a big complaint on the first game, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, people who've complained about the first one have said that like everything has been addressed in this one. Yeah, brilliant. Give it a go. Great game. And if you get it, Melon, we could do some co-op.
Definitely.
Nice to do.
Nice to do. All right, Jordan, what have you been playing?
Come on, then. Here comes the big boy. Before I do that, actually, the interstitial for this segment reminded me it was Triple H's birthday yesterday. He was 50, so big up to the big man. I know he's 50. A big fan of the show. He's probably watching, so happy birthday, Hunter. So the video games that I've been playing, it's been quite a quiet period, isn't it? It's that kind of summer lull type thing, so we probably picked the right time to take a bit of a break from the show. But the big game that I've played, the one that I was kind of looking forward to for this period, was Bloodstained. So I finished that, rinsed through it, played it over like a week or so. Really, really liked it. I'm sure at this point, this was a little while ago now, so I'm sure that anybody that wants to know about the game probably does know about it at this point. But it's essentially a Castlevania clone, especially Symphony of the Night, made by the same creator. And it's just really good. It's just a really good one of them, really fun to play. yeah, not much else to say about that.
I bought it.
I really enjoyed it.
I played it a bit on the Switch and it chugged like hell. So I was like, nope, I will go back when they fix it.
I think they've got some fixes in the works for that.
They said they're stopping. They're stopping all work on DLC or something to focus on the Switch port.
Yeah, I played PS4 and it was fine. There was a couple of like it chugged at some points when you like pick up a power, but other than that, he was 60 blocked. He was pretty good. So yeah, no complaints there. So for anybody that likes the 2D Castlevania games post Symphony of the Night, this is, like I said, it's just another one of them. So the market is so crowded with this type of game now that I wouldn't say it's necessarily essential, but I just like that kind of aesthetic and gothic styling of Castlevania. So if you're into that, I would recommend it. I played Gears of War 4.
What? Why?
A little bit. Like, I know exactly that's what I'm asking. I played it for like an hour. It's on Game Pass, so I've got Game Pass on PC, and I was kind of looking through like what can I play that I haven't played that's already on there, and I came to Gears of War 4, and obviously Gears 5 is on the horizon, so I was like, maybe I should give it a go. I'm sure it'll look nice at least, and then if I enjoy it, maybe that'll get me pumped for Gears 5. I'm not pumped for Gears 5. I played it for like an hour.
Yeah.
That series is fucking boring, man. I played the first one. It was incredible at the time. No, but that was years and years ago now. I didn't touch 2 or 3. But yeah, it's just not my thing, but I just found it boring, and so it's just so bro, man.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, when I played it, it was all like America, bro, yeah, and like at the time it was meant to be a parody, but now it's a little bit too realistic. It's like there are genuinely many people like this.
Like they're built like bricks.
That's how all Americans look.
A brick shit house.
It's not.
Look at me. Look at me, guys.
So yeah, Gears, meh.
I'm telling you, like Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 were like a perfect progression of the time. Like it was like when the first one came out, it was great, it was fun, it was new. The second one just made it even better, and the third one was like one of the best like experiences I had on the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Like, but they were so of the time. Like, I don't think they hold up very well. Like, I find it very difficult to recommend them to people, even though they are like some of my favorite games. The fourth one, yeah, I think that one is just derivative at this point.
It just felt it just for me, like maybe I'm missing some of the nuance of it. It just felt like I was playing Gears of War 1. It felt like the control scheme was identical and the feel of the shooting was identical. And there's been so many, like that game is so influential, and there's been so many games like that since. And I would probably argue like Division 2 is probably the best one of them, right? I think.
And for like a multiplayer experience, I really liked Army of Two, where it's basically the same game with an actual story, and you get like you can customize your weapons and your armory so much. So you really like you can make your own like kind of class within the game, which is like you can have so much cool combos and stuff. So it was like a really cool Gear of War game.
Like I can understand why Microsoft is kind of hanging on to that IP because it's one of their big ones. It's kind of it was that and Halo during the 360 generation, but it just feels to me like they need to put it to bed and let that whatever that studio is that's working on that stuff go and do something else.
Isn't there a Funko Pop mobile game coming out for it?
I assume so. I don't know, but it makes sense. Another thing that I played but I can't really talk about is Breakpoint, the new Tom Clancy game. So I can't really talk about that because it's NDA, isn't it? So if you played it, you signed that as well. So you shouldn't talk about it. I'd have more worry for your channel than mine, really. But yeah, all I'll say is that after seeing the launch trailer, I was like pretty pumped for this game. Like it seemed like it was going a more strategic, solo, slow route with your guy gets injured.
Always make you believe.
I know. And now that I've played it, I can't tell you anything about the game, but all I will tell you is that I'm no longer pumped for Breakpoint. And I'm sure that we'll talk more about that soon. But if you like Wildlands, then I would say this might be a game for you, or maybe just play Wildlands.
How much did you play of it?
A couple of hours.
Yeah, me too.
Got to like it's a typical Ubisoft game where there's always going to be this base of like really lame ass NPCs who are just having the most inane conversations with each other. I got to that point and I was like, oh, it's one of these. And then the game, like they're probably talking about this game too much now, but whatever. The game gave me a helicopter within 10 minutes. And I was like, why the fuck are you giving me a helicopter? Like, I thought the whole point of this was like, it's a survival game. I'm supposed to uncover this island slowly and, you know, gradually build up my power and become, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator. And it's just like, no, just have this helicopter. And I just flew like a mile into the air, saw the entire island, and then turned the game off. It's like, right, okay, fuck that. And it looked graphically, I thought it looked pretty shit as well.
Is it full of icons on the map?
To be fair to Ubisoft, I think they're pretty good now at like that stuff. If you go in bareback, then yeah, it's pretty obscene. Like
Andre's like, wait a minute.
That woke you up.
Never mind, guys.
Like as a default, there's a mini map and it's in the bottom right corner of the screen. It is fucking huge. It takes up so much of the screen. And again, going back to this like survival aspect, like part of it for me is kind of going in, you know, got prone and going slow and looking out for enemies and stuff. If you got the mini map open, before you have any chance of seeing an enemy, it'll pop up as a red icon on the map and just be like, watch out, there's enemies in that building which you haven't been inside yet. You better not go there, or if you want to go there, take it slow, you know? It's like, so I turned that off, but still, you've got to assume that if that's on by default, the whole game is kind of geared towards that being on. So yeah, nothing about this early view of the game has impressed me. There was a lot of jank in it and stuff, but obviously it is early. It's not until later in the year, so I'm sure that stuff will get polished out, but it really doesn't seem like the type of game that I thought it was going to be, which is a shame.
I finally decided that games that just constantly ask you to go back and play are just annoying. Like, apart from when it's an MMO like Destiny or something like that, you know, it's taken for granted. But so many games nowadays, I can't remember what it was. There was another game I was playing and it was like, oh, yeah, go back and get some missions in every month. You can go back and you can do this. And I was like, I just can't be bothered. I think even Assassin's Creed.
Wolfenstein game had it as well.
That was it. It had daily and weekly bounties.
Singular game?
Yeah. Why has it got a daily and weekly bounties in this Wolfenstein
They don't want you
game?
to trade the game in. They want you to keep coming back, doesn't it? But yeah, you know, yeah, I agree. It is frustrating.
Just let me finish a game. I mean, granted, I love Destiny and I MMOs like that, but there are games where it's acceptable and other games where it's just like, no, let me finish it.
There's a difference between something like Destiny, which is built from the ground up to be a service, or something like hypothetically Breakpoint, where they've built a pretty middle of the road third person shooter. And
even Breakpoint,
you know that they get supported for 6 months and try and keep you coming back.
Even Breakpoint, I'd be like, just let me finish that game. It looks kind of interesting. It seems to have a really good story. Well, let me finish that story.
It doesn't. I'll give you an example, right? So in that NPC base, so like they must be like a rebel faction on this island, and the island's been taken over by mercenaries. It's the chap from the first season of Walking Dead, and there's like nanobots going around killing everybody and all this bullshit, right? So they've got this underground base in this cave, and the main mission was telling me so you're a soldier that's flown in and you've crashed, and most of the soldiers died, some of them are still alive, and one of the soldiers is in this base but he's injured. And the leader of this rebel faction said, can you go and talk to your guy? He's quite upset or whatever. So I was like, yeah, cool, I'll go and speak to him. So in this hub, there's other like, you know, actual live players running around, kind of doing their thing, you know, upgrading their weapons or whatever Destiny bullshit that they're doing. And the way that they created this world, this guy was in a hospital bed. Because other people were doing the same fucking thing that I was doing, there was 5 people surrounding this bed, and instead of doing what most MMOs do, which is turn off clipping for other characters, they totally blocked that bed, so I couldn't get anywhere near this guy to press X to talk to him. So I was stood there for like 20 minutes waiting for these people to finish their fucking conversation, so I could slowly edge towards the bed.
Oh, it reminds me of Division 1.
So that I could skip the cutscene, so I could go back out to the world, which looks like shit.
Do you remember the queue in Division 1? There was a literal queue in the game because the
Division did the same thing where like people would purposely block doorways because the clipping was on in the game.
No, but also at the very beginning, you needed to use a laptop. But it was in a shared base, and there was like 20 people in that base needing to use that laptop, but only one person could use it at a time. So there would literally be a queue of people. They would queue up,
which is kind of cool in a way.
Yeah,
like I can't get on board with that.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like there's only one laptop. This was this kind of immersion breaking. There's this guy, everybody sees him.
But yeah, anyway, Jordan, thanks very much for not talking about Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Yeah, that was all hypothetical.
Yeah, if it were to be true.
If I did it, that's how I would do it.
Yeah. John always says, "What's Jordan's Twitch channel?" Let me give him a shout out because you do shows. So John, what you apart from playing games, you've been streaming as well.
So I've missed all this Twitch nonsense. So in the kind of break period, I did set up my channel. So it's Immortan George. I currently do like a daily news bulletin, which is only like a 10-minute, 15-minute thing where I just talk about the news of the day.
That was enjoyable. I liked it.
Yeah, I've done a couple, and I'll do more this week and just kind of see how that stuff plays out. And the other thing I do is just some nights I'll just jump on, and I don't want to play like like the latest game, because if it's something like, I don't know, Fire Emblem. So Fire Emblem is what I'm playing right now. So my Switch, like that's the game I'm going to be dick deep in for the next couple of weeks, right? I really don't want to play that on stream. I want that for myself. I don't want anybody to be in fucking chat talking to me about it. Just want to do it myself. But what I do want to play is like older games.
I'm going to play it because I bought it yesterday when I was drunk. I drank a whole bottle of wine and bought Fire Emblem.
Ben's got you covered.
Perfect.
He doesn't
what
want to watch me play
like, is like PS1 games, 16-bit like Genesis and SNES games, stuff like that. Or maybe if there's some weird indie shit that Pony Island geared up to play. I don't know if any of you guys have played that. So it'll just be weird stuff like that, which no doubt I'll never get any traction with. But then I've turned off all the notifications for like followers and all that shit anyway. And in my bio, I've told people not to sub. So I don't think I'm necessarily like doing it the right way. But the way I look at it, it's making me play these older games that I want to play but I never get around to. So we'll see how it goes.
I cannot wait to visit back home up north because I'm going to go and dig out my old PlayStation and demo discs and stuff, and think about having a stream just going through demo discs and old games. You should come over. We should do like an afternoon of like retro, like Pandemonium 2 demo and random things like that.
Yeah, deal.
That sounds.
I would like nothing more.
Yeah, and beer or wine. We can be classy.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
All right.
That's it for me. Like I said, I'm playing Fire Emblem.
Okay.
I'm like an hour in. So
All right.
I'll talk more about that next week. Maybe.
Yeah, I bought it yesterday and I've just heard such good things about it. It's on like 85% on Metacritic.
Yeah, IGN gave it a 9.5. And I know people rip into IGN, but I tend to think that they kind of have the working man's view of video games.
They tend to be. It's because they're popular. I think because so many people.
I think that the ones like if IGN ever step out of the margins, then they tend to get a lot of criticism. So I tend to think that they put a lot of like they worry a lot about the scores that they give. I tend to find, and Dan Stapleton, who's the head of reviews or whatever, I think that he's pretty principled when it comes to that stuff. So I tend to go with the scores that they give.
Yeah. What was the last? They gave a controversial score recently, didn't they? Or it was like a 6.5, and it was a game that everyone else gave like 8 and 9s to. I can't remember what it was, but I actually agreed with IGN.
The problem is because the video game industry is just full of fucking idiotic teenage boys. Like there is no non-controversial score, I guess, is there? It's either too high or too low. There's never a correct score.
If it's 7, it's terrible. If it's 8, it's good. Yeah. That's the thing now. I think we just need to reassess everything where 5 is good, 0 is terrible, and 10 is incredible, and just like go through there.
Yeah, it's almost as if 10-point scales are fundamentally flawed and we shouldn't use them to mark video games. But then I never read reviews. I just scroll down to the bottom as well, so I'm part of the problem.
Apart from clickclickplay.com reviews.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I read those religiously.
Mm-hmm. Melon, have you played any more games?
I don't think so.
Oh, you've been playing that Dota Legends.
Oh yeah, Underlords.
Yeah, that's the one.
Thank you for reminding me. I've been playing it a lot actually, like every day.
So what is this? This is like is it auto chess or something?
So there was a mod on Dota 2 that it was called auto chess, and it's basically like a card game like Hearthstone, but it has you have to put out your legends or whatever they're called, underlords, and they have to. You play against 10 other random people online, and then it's about being the last one. So it's I guess it's a BR. Yeah, it's a battle royale card game. Yay! No, it's and it's mostly just like any Pokemon game or anything. They have like elements, and you have to have good combos, and some combos are good against other combos. And you have to be really lucky because you have to get the same tier 1 thing to get like level 2 and then level 3. Level 3 is max. It takes a while to get into it, but when you do, it's really cool. And the best part is that it's so early access, so so early in the making. So they're still patching and making new metas and stuff all the time. So you can't just stay with one combo and play that every time. You have to change all the time, which makes the game really, really fun. So I hope they're gonna keep doing it and just don't find one meta.
I have no idea what's going on when I watch streams of it. I'm just like, it just seems moving around.
That's a bit because I don't know why it. Because for a month there, it was really big on Twitch. I have no idea why, because it's not fun to watch. It's pretty boring to watch. It's really fun to play it, but yeah, I don't know.
A bit like Destiny. Whenever I stream Destiny, like, oop, that's one way to say goodbye to everybody.
Fun to play, but not that much fun to watch. Me, nah, that's not true. Destiny looks great, so it should be like appealing to watch. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not. I think it's because I don't have any good gameplay. All right.
Yeah, you're just bad.
Yeah.
Wait, really quick. I forgot about a game I played that's pretty incredible. I totally forgot to tell you guys about it, too. It was Mario Royale when it was up for a little. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
Okay, well, some guy made a game that was that you could play just off your browser called Mario Royale. And what it was is it would load an entire world from Mario 1 and put 100 Marios on the screen, and everyone would run and like try to get to the end. And like if you died, you just get sent back to the lobby and you'd have to restart. It was incredible. I totally forgot to tell you guys about it, but then they took it down. The DMC, what was it called when Nintendo takes it down? But they took it down and he made it again, but he called it something like, yeah, he made it called like Cease and Desist Royale or something like that. And it was just like he changed all the assets a little bit, but they were still kind of like Mario. But it was fucking incredible. It's like I wouldn't doubt it if like Nintendo took it down because they wanted to do something similar, because it was so fun. Like the most I've ever gotten was like second place. But it's like you're allowed to, like, you can interact with people, like you can jump off people's heads. No, you couldn't jump off people's heads, but you could, like, if you had a star power, you could like kill everybody on screen. So like everyone would rush to where they knew the star block was, and then they just like try to kill everybody. And then like you can get like the fire flower, you can kill people with that. It was just incredible, and I fucking loved it. But yeah, it's taken down, and I'm pretty sure it's back up now as like the other thing. Highly recommend looking it up. Highly recommend playing it. It was fucking dope.
Seems addictive.
Super addictive.
So, John, have you been playing any more Dreams?
Yeah, I play Dreams like every day.
I also want to know if anybody here has played any of the Crash Team Racing, because I bought it and I haven't even played it yet.
No.
Yeah, that's
What is it?
I played a little. Like it is good.
Yeah.
Difficult.
All right. I will give it a go. I'm sure I'll have like a...
Just on the Dreams bit, I didn't put this in the news, but I did talk about it on my daily show. So Media Molecule are hiring for developers, but not to work alongside their team to like develop Dreams and to build, Little Big Planet 5 or whatever. They want to get developers in to actually work to basically build Dreams within Dreams, using Dreams.
Cool.
So they want to employ people to work for them, to use Dreams to build Dreams.
That's
How fucking
awesome.
cool is that?
Sounds like a dream job.
Ding, ding, ding.
Jeez, hi, Dad.
I can't talk about that game enough. It's so like I've said this before on the show, but like in a world where we're all like pretty jaded about what most video games are like and how they're all the same and boring colors and no creativity, like the fact that Dreams exist is a fucking miracle, and more people should play it. Like the difference now compared to when it launched in terms of the quality of the games and the stuff that's being pumped out, like it's fucking insane, man. It's just this crazy piece of interactive art, this fever dream of colors and interactivity. Like everybody should go and play it, please.
But I was taking a picture because my Dog's like balancing on his back on the window ledge. I thought if it's going to fall, I'll take a picture of it. But no, he didn't.
Thanks for listening to me, Ben.
Yeah, Dream sounds interesting.
Game.
Game. All right, speaking of game, we'll move on from game onto news. It's 2:17 on the 28th of July. Welcome to the news. Jordan.
News. It's pretty quiet for news at the moment, but I've got a couple of things we can have a little chat about. This isn't like breaking news, but it's definitely happened in the last couple of weeks. I just thought we should touch on the Switch Lite and what we all think about it. So yeah, Switch Lite, $199, I believe, dollars. Doesn't link up to your TV. Is a fully portable device, slightly smaller screen, slightly better battery life. Joy-Cons don't detach.
Isn't it
Still
double battery
720p.
time almost?
No, it's not that much, but it's like the highest I've read is like 30% extra, but then other people have told me differently. So, but there is a bit of a bump in terms of the battery life.
I'm not interested.
The issue for me is, one, it doesn't connect to the TV. So as much as I mostly play my Switch connected, like there are some games that I like to connect to my TV, such as Smash Brothers, probably Fire Emblem. And the smaller screen is the deal breaker for me. Like
You
if anything,
have
I want
that one, so you have the connected one. You can just leave it, and you have the other one in the handheld.
I am super not interested in this one.
No.
This one just seems like
I don't think it's marketed as like for me.
Yeah.
This is a stab at the Pokemon market. It's making it clear, like, look, there's a fucking Pokemon game coming out. You guys better buy 100 million of these, like you always have. This is a bona fide Pokemon release. Here's the handheld to go along with it. I think it's basically that.
It's a very good price point.
And yeah, really good. So I think we'll probably need to wait a year before we get any kind of upgraded Switch hardware.
Oh no,
which is
Switch,
fine.
the actual Switch has got an upgrade. Did you see?
Yeah, but people are making too much of this. Like the PS4 has had like multiple like silent upgrades.
But this
with
thing is that this is going to make the battery life last quite a bit longer. It like goes 30-40% longer.
It's probably I assume it's the same as the Switch Lite because they're probably changing the internals to match that. They're obviously going to build. They don't want to have two completely different systems being built. So yeah, there's longer battery life, but then more newer versions of the PlayStation Pro run games better. They just don't tell you about it. So I just think people are worrying a bit too much about that. Like it is a bit of an upgrade, but I don't think it's anything that any of us should realistically be saying, oh, I'm going to go and buy a latest version of the Switch, because it's going to be branded exactly the same.
Yeah. They've got like special, you have to check the model numbers. Apparently there's a website on Nintendo where they tell you about the two different Switches, with the one with like the longer battery life. It's got like a -1 at the end of it.
But it's not as if they're going to keep on selling the Switch that we own. They're going to stop selling that. This is just the Switch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I said, every console goes through multiple iterations of slight improvements and change. A lot of the time, it's not even an improvement. They just work out how they can make it cheaper, and you're actually being sold a shoddier product. It just happens to work the same, So this just happens to be a bit of an improvement in terms of the internals. But yeah, I just don't think it's anything that anybody needs to worry too much about. And unless if you're buying a Switch right now for the first time, then yeah, you definitely want to make sure you get this new one.
Chrisan says, I think Switch Lite will be a failure. It's like a mobile phone you can play on that doesn't let you use the mobile features. I don't know. People thought the 2DS would be a failure, and that was really popular. I think this will be the one that parents buy for their kids, just like the latest, like a new 3DS.
There's a lot of Nintendo handhelds that would argue the point that this won't be a failure.
No, I don't think it will.
Mobile games a failure? I thought it was kind of a big industry.
Yeah, but most of the mobile games, I think they were all connected. Like they're all the Clash of Clans and things that have got online.
Shit, but there's a lot of money.
Yeah. But also, I mean,
it's a messy part of the industry. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of cash there.
But you get to play Nintendo games. You can't play Nintendo games on mobile, like unless it's Mario Run.
Or Dr. Mario World.
Is that Mario Kart thing still there? Is that still out? Is that?
It's not out yet, is it?
Is it?
Like, I don't think so.
I don't even know what it is. Some kind of Mario Kart. Is it like a management sim or what?
No, I think it'll be Mario Kart. I imagine it's motion controlled. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up at this point.
Weird.
Anyway, next bit of the news. This was stealth released during QuakeCon, right? Is that what it is? Yeah. QuakeCon this week. So Doom 1, 2, and 3 have been released on the 3 current consoles. So if you're excited for Doom Eternal and you haven't played the classic Dooms, I'd definitely recommend going back and at least playing 1 and 2.
I played a bit of
very different experiences.
But... Mellum and I played a bit of Wolfenstein, didn't we? The original, which is inside the game, inside the new one.
Yeah,
I think that was more fun.
Do we know how much this Doom is? This like a collection of Doom games, or do you buy them all separately? Or
no idea.
I don't play Doom. So I don't know.
New Doom. You should play New Doom.
Boring.
Have any of you guys played Quake Legends? Is it Quake Legends or Quake Champions?
Yeah, I played it.
I really liked that.
Quake Heroes? No, I don't know. Yeah, I played a lot of it, and it's a really fun game. I hate that it's classes, but they actually made it work.
Super fast.
But they had like a lot of multiplayer games. This happens. It's such a skill gap in the game. So if you're a noob and you don't get good fast, you're gonna get super bored of the game. And this happened with Quake Heroes or Legends or whatever it's called. Champions.
Yeah.
And so half of the player base quit pretty early, and then whenever a new person tries to get into the game, people are so skilled, so they get frightened and stop playing immediately. So they don't have a chance to build up the player base again. So it's quietly dying. That's that game.
Because I played it when it was quite new, so I think everyone
really
was
funny, and they really recaptured the old Quake games, and but they just added the skills, or
yeah, it's difficult. It's very fast though. I like that. What's next in the news, Joe Dane?
Last bit of news is that so there's a lot of like cyberpunk stuff going around, and an interesting kind of nugget of information is that the developers talked about how basically the world of cyberpunk is supposed to be the future of our current world now.
Brexit still hasn't happened.
Brexit has happened. It was a massive success. The union is stronger than ever, apparently, is what I've read.
I've heard they're still negotiating.
Oh no, they did it. It's fine. And one of the things that's still in existence, which totally makes sense, is organized religion, specifically like the Abrahamic ones that we have today. And there's a Christianity faction in the game, so assumedly you can undertake missions for them, and do whatever else. Obviously, this has led to people asking, well, is Islam going to be in there, and how is that going to be treated given current sensitivities and all that kind of stuff? So it'll be interesting to see how this stuff plays out. But it's just another example of this game, I think, being pretty ballsy, really gritty, and just something to be really excited about as like a mature gamer.
I'd laugh if they said no, Islam's not in it. It goes Christianity won. It's not the only one.
Islam's not in it in the future, mate. But, yeah.
There's been a new crusade.
Yeah. I thought it was taken out of context a bit, his quotes. Like a lot of people were mistranslating it because it wasn't in English originally or something.
Yeah, initially it was. It's like initially I think the kind of quote given made it sound like they were kind of saying, well, fuck it, if people are offended, tough. But it isn't really. Like they came out and clarified, and they were like, look, this stuff is in there because we think it's important that this feels like a genuine potential future. But they've said that any of the elements of the game which surround this stuff will obviously be treated with a level of sensitivity and look to avoid any upset, which the fact that it's in it at all is pretty impressive at this point. Like I don't think many developers with a game of this size with Keanu Reeves in a starring role would necessarily want to tangle with this kind of subject matter. So I think the fact that it's there is pretty cool, and I look forward to seeing how exactly they deal with it.
If people hadn't pointed it out, I would never have noticed.
What, Keanu Reeves?
No, the religion stuff.
I think it's very subtle at the moment.
You kind of assume it would
episode we haven't seen much. Oh yeah, because wasn't there a giant gameplay video for like 45 minutes? I wonder if it appears in that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Go back and watch.
We'll see that soon.
All
Well,
right.
no, okay. So the first video, no, it's not in that. But there's been a at E3 they showed like another hour of gameplay which we haven't seen yet. So I don't know whether it's in that.
Okay.
I doubt it.
Interesting to see. All right.
That's pretty much it. The only other thing I would say is that another 2-minute, not trailer, but like slice of Death Stranding has been released, and it shows this character. Have you seen this yet,
I'm bored of it already.
Ben? Has anybody else seen it?
No.
It's this character, right? Who every 20 minutes he has a cardiac arrest, and he's got a machine on him which will automatically resuscitate him. But he has a heart attack every 20 minutes, and for 3 minutes he's dead. And he goes to the afterlife to try and find his family during that 3 minutes, and then the machine brings him back to life. So he set up his life that the only like bits of television and books and things like that he reads or meals are all done in 20-minute segments. So yeah, go watch that trailer. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can hear Andre's girlfriend in the background.
That's a dog on my side, sorry.
All right. Is that it?
The name.
Anything else anyone wants to say? I'm
love you guys.
gonna watch a movie tonight.
What movie?
Because you know the Spider-Verse, it was 2 for £30 on the 4K Blu-ray, so I was like, oh, because one was only 20, so I got it. I'm gonna watch that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's not very Ben film.
Yeah, you know, I watch any movie if it's good, and hate it.
It is good. The second one's out this year, so if you like it,
Yeah, that's what I
you
was
can come with me.
Yeah. You guys really need to see Into the Spider-Verse, though.
I will.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's really good.
Yeah. Even Mellum says it is. Okay. Should we end the podcast there?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's another podcast tonight. A Twitch special. Well, there is if we've got other people to join. Are you joining, Mellum?
I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably about 6 o'clock your time. 5 o'clock. I think what the times are now.
Yes. Sounds good.
Six,
I won't be
7.
there.
7 o'clock your time, Mellum. Sorry.
I will try.
Excellent.
I'll talk with you after.
Andre, you've been doing something. Have you got plans today?
Yes, I've been working on a web series that's gonna premiere in like a couple of weeks, but it's been kicking my ass. I've been editing it as I've been on this podcast because I need to get it done as soon as possible.
Is it going to be on your channel or a popular one?
No, it's gonna be on a way less popular channel than mine.
Ooh.
Actually, I'll probably
Worldwide.
publish
Is it
the
mine?
entire thing as one. It's probably like 2 hours worth of like footage. Like we have like 15 episodes, each being like 4 to like 10 minutes. It's kind of, it varies a lot. But it's really interesting. It's different. I wrote the entire thing, directed it, shot it myself, edited it myself. I'm not in it. I'm in the last episode like for like 30 seconds as like a throwaway character, but it's great. You can find more about that when I post it.
Ah.
Nah.
Like Ed Sheeran.
Awesome.
Isn't Ed Sheeran? He never appears in any of it. Or he has like a tiny little cameo in all of his music videos.
Oh, does he really?
He's an ugly bastard.
Kojima.
It's fine.
I
He's in Game of
watched.
Thrones.
Also, I'd say I watched Spider-Verse for like the 10th time. Found another Stan Lee cameo. Didn't realize.
What?
It's like there's about
That's
8 or 9 that just ran. You don't see. Yeah, he
that's
steps
funny.
over Spider-Man who's fallen on the road. It's like, oh, benefits of 4K. John, any plans for today? You're off. You're otherwise. You've been very mysterious about what you're up to today.
What are you doing?
Yeah, you keep saying like I've got an engagement. I'm otherwise
Oh, I haven't
engaged.
said that.
Yeah, he kept
Oh.
saying, "I have things to do. I'm gonna be all tied up."
Yeah.
and-"
It's just,
Maybe he was being
the-
literal.
It's just the first time. You know, I'm just trying to make sure that I attend the show, and I just happen to have plans. But you know, Don't you
I've
worry
been
about it.
all tied up recently, Ben.
Ah. Oh damn it! I've missed the beginning of the
Freaked out.
Formula One. Oh. All right, Hamilton's in the lead.
quality content.
All right, well, I'm going to be streaming some Dragon Quest Builders 2 because I'm really into that game right now. So stick around. I will just take 5 minutes break and then come back with some DQB2.
Dicky Bicky.
DQBiki.
And go check out my Instagram at I'ma Make Movies and my Venmo at Jose Pizarro.
And his OnlyFans at...
Oh, I can do this bit now. Check me out on Twitter at Immortanjord and also my Twitch channel at Immortanjord. Check out my daily show, Today in Video Games, Monday to Friday, live at 5 or Dicks at 6.
Dicks at 6. Wow.
Amazing.
You should put your like daily shows on YouTube, Jordan. Then we can all catch up.
I do. You can find those at Immortan. I don't know, YouTube .com/Immortanjord maybe.
No, they don't allow it. You
Yeah.
have to have 100 subs and stuff to get your personalized one.
Not really.
Yeah.
What's it?
Just search for Immortal
Just the
Jordan
URL.
on YouTube.
Oh, it's there anyway. You'll find it.
Yeah. It's to stop everybody. It's to stop loads of people just like, reserving loads of web addresses.
Yeah, it's fine. Just search for me.
All right. And Mellum, how do we find you?
I'm Mellum.
All right. There we go. Just ask. Go to Norway and just ask somebody. All right. So, smell you later.
I pick you up at the
Bye,
airport.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I know.